that that which we have been afraid of has really landed in our country, and as a result, RCCG, MFM, Deeper Life Church ordered to suspend their monthly program because of this whatever in town, the new disease in town, following the detection of the first case of this disease in Nigeria and the placing of a quarantine of the patients, the identified 44-year-old Italian. And meanwhile, we've heard from a lot of sources, and Punch is still telling us that this man has been hungry, that his facility, the health facility, is so poor. And when I saw the pictures, if really that is where they kept that man, is very, 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 very poor. We have a other, good, the way good hospitals in Nigeria. It has not gone so bad. We know that a lot of places are deteriorated. Of course, this shows how our country is being portrayed, because you can imagine if this kind of place can be like this, that is the government hospital. And yet these guys will tell you that they have spent billions of naira. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, why would the guy be complaining? A lot of things like, why will he be complaining? He brought this thing into the country, and yet, it's put everybody under tension. Because the way and manner at which people are talking about this new disease now is something that is really so scary. We are hearing different information, different news, different submission from even the driver that carried that man on that very fateful day, and people are really blaming the government. How did this man able to escape the screening? And the government is coming to tell us, the Minister of Health coming to tell us, oh, they screened the man, but as at that time nothing happened. It was okay. And people are like, okay, does it mean so just within after 2 days that all the signs and the symptoms began to show? So we know that they are not serious in this country. Our government, they are not serious in this country, because this thing has been on for a very long time, that we've been hearing it, and now it has come to our doorstep. It has landed, and a lot of people are running scatter. And with this, even was some information, a lot of people will be doing wrong things. So, and now one of the ways which one can really be careful, to take care of yourself, is just to, they say you need to get the hand gloves, you need to get a sanitizer, you need to have a face mask and what have you. And a lot of people are running here and there just because of this. And you have to keep distance from people. All this too much closeness, must be avoided. And for you to get that kind of where you can get such crowd, it's church. They are even talking about the monthly program of all these big churches. What of about Sunday churches? Because there's no way you can give that so much gap when you are in the church, irrespective of the numbers, irrespective of the population of that particular church. There is no way you can give that long gap or that long space, and that is what they are trying to tell us now. We know in some countries, schools and some public places have really been closed down. Even the Italy that the man came from, some places have been closed down even just this week. So I don't even know how come, whether they don't even check people before they board flight, or whether they're even going to get down at the other side. I don't know how it's been done. We are hearing a lot of lectures concerning this. We are hearing a lot of information concerning this disease. It's very, very, very pathetic and so scary, honestly. No doubt, our beloved country, Nigeria, is a religious country with top churches or Islamic institutions like Rccg, MFM, Deeper Life, or NASFAT holding monthly prayer meetings at their various auditoriums, in which some of these auditoriums can contain over 10 million people at one sitting. If we were to follow one of the precautions by the Ministry of Health against this disease, maintain at least 1.5 meters, 5 feet distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing. God forbid, I don't want to say much, but you will see that there is need to take necessary precautions even in the house of God against this deadly virus. I know we Nigerians are good at quoting the scriptures or Holy Quran, and we lived by faith, but with the latest unpleasant news involving two personalities like the Iranian VP, some Italian footballer players, even the Catholic Pope, rumored, and more about this deadly virus called COVID, as described by the World Health Organization. I end this by saying churches or mosques organizing top programs, music suspend it immediately. Like they say, prevention is better than cure. Simply means that it is better to be precautious before a bad situation occur. And this editorial is from a Base 25, and I really see reason with this writer. Honestly, if you are to keep 1 meter, 1.5 meter away, that means the closeness should not just be there at all, because and there's no way you can maintain that distance in church or all those public gathering. There's no way you can do that. But even if they are suggesting mosque and churches and what have you, then what about schools? What about marketplaces? What about public places, or the public transport? What about all of those places? Because you don't even know, because all of these things are not really written on the forehead. Everybody just trying to be careful. How many people as this man mingled with? Of course, they told us there are about 28 people have been quarantined. About how many people the office or the company he went to, the Lafarge or whatever, has been closed down. And we learned that he came through Turkish airline. What about the people in the plane? And again, the plane must have taken people back again to where it came from. So what about the people that have sat down together? You can imagine even the Uber driver. What we are hearing about the Uber driver, we are hearing a lot of different things concerning the man. Let's even leave that. I learned from I heard from the deputy governor of Lagos State, Hamzat. He was saying, I watched the video, even at TVC, he was saying, oh, everything is in place. We have prepared 100 beds and what have you. But when you look at the picture that we are seeing, you will be surprised that, is this a place they kept somebody? It's just a place, it's just like pottery. It's just like pottery. At this age and time, these people here, do they really have conscience? Do they really think through? Let's even forget how the whole thing came up. Even ordinary hospital that we are supposed to be enjoying, that they are supposed to be world standard, they will not do it. Even up to now, people are complaining that even the president has not even made press statements concerning this issue. The man will just keep quiet. It does not concern him. He's not bothered. Somebody that calls himself a father does not bother, does not even issue statement. The next thing you are going to be hearing from Garba Shehu and Femi Adesina. Those are the people you are going to be hearing from. Somebody that is patriotic, but the next thing that you see, he will fly to the UK to go and take his own treatment, whichever way. Even before now, he has been doing that. One good thing about this new disease is that he does not know big man. He does not know whether you are a PDP man. He doesn't know whether you are an APC man. He doesn't know whether you are rich or you are poor. He doesn't know whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim or a traditionalist. He's not respecter of nobody. He's no respecter of nobody. And that is why you will see that they are going to be running up and down. And the issue is that, why is it that we don't always do things beforehand? We have heard about this, that it just came to us as a shock. It didn't come to us as a surprise. Everybody knew about all of these things. They told us they put camera here and there and what have you. And how come now they are trying to justify that, oh, they tested the man and everything went fine? That it was after he had gone to Ogun State, that was when the symptoms began to show. Do you think people are going to be buying this thing? Of course, they are going to defend themselves. Of course, they are going to say something. But it's very, 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 very bad. Why? When I saw the place that they said that they've reserved in that Yaba, you will be surprised that, is this where they're going to be keeping a human being? And then, again, the question is that, does it mean the man was not even screened before he boarded the flight from Italy? He's, a lot of questions, begging for answers that we can't even answer. It's very, very unfortunate. Wow. Someone says here that there's no disease in the house of God. Whosoever contracted the disease should go to church and have prayed for. Also recommended that the commercial buses should also be suspended on our road forthwith. Why targeting places of worship? What about commercial activities and places of entertainment? It is not left for everybody. It's not a compulsory thing. Somebody is just suggesting. So if you need to take care of yourself, it's a personal thing. If you really want to go, nobody's going to hold anybody to that. But I think if it's something that the government will look into, it will be a good thing. Because before everybody will start spiritualizing this and this and this and that. Okay, if it's good for you, you can go. That is what the person suggested. Other people can still suggest other public places. So it is really something that everybody really needs to look into. And someone say, see our ministers wearing masks so early. Yes, they begin to wear the mask. They should avoid crowding places. Markets, churches, schools should be on suspension for the now, which is okay, which is okay. Which is okay. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this whole thing, whether churches should be closed and other places as well, and what could be the next line of action. Leave your comments below and let's have your take. Bye.